All right, y'all, so we're gonna go ahead and get started and jump right into the makeup. So I went to one of my best friend's wedding last weekend and I wanted to recreate the look because I didn't have time to film as I was getting ready for the wedding. So I wanted to go ahead and just dedicate a whole video to the makeup that I did, the hair that I did, as well as the outfit that I wore for the wedding. So let's go ahead and just jump into the makeup. We're not even gonna chit chat, talk too much, okay? On that day, it was ridiculously hot outside. I want to say it was almost 100 degrees. Thankfully, the wedding was indoors, so we weren't outside that much, but I knew that I was going to be wearing this makeup for a long extended period of time, so I really wanted my base to be solid. So the first thing that I did is I went in with my primers. So the primers that I used were the
Rimmel Stay Matte primer,
and then I also use my Black Radiance True Complexion Shine Control primer. And I am almost out of this, so I was like scraping it from the bottom, but it's a really good primer. So I'm gonna go in with some of that first. I know it's giving very much white cast, but that's okay. It's not gonna affect our foundation and it's gonna settle into the skin. I'm gonna go in with my Rimmel Stay Matte primer and I'm going to put a little bit of that on my T-zone area. So I'm gonna go ahead and let this dry for about 2 to 3 minutes, and then I'm gonna come back and apply my foundation. So for foundation,
I'm gonna go in with my Too Faced Born This Way foundation.
I am in the shade Truffle. I'm gonna go in with some finishing spray and I'm gonna spray a little bit of that on my foundation brush. I am using yall foundation buffing brush. So I'm just gonna go ahead and spray some finishing spray on there and then blend this all in. Y'all, this foundation has single-handedly became my favorite foundation. Like, I don't know how I was going through my whole life without using this foundation. It's top 2 and not 2, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and blend this into my skin. I like to just like pat it in, not really moving it around too much, but it just gives a flawless coverage and it's not too heavy. That's what I love about it. I really don't need to use that much foundation to get the desired coverage that I want, but a little definitely goes a long way with this foundation. So I'm just gonna go ahead and buff that into our skin. And I'm not gonna put too much foundation on my under eye because we're gonna go in with concealer, and I didn't want that area to be super cakey because I knew we were gonna be taking photos, and I just wanted to make sure that my base was super flawless that day. For concealer, I'm gonna go in with my Born This Way multi-sculpting concealer, and I'm gonna go in with the shade Chestnut. When I tell you, if you think the foundation a little bit goes a long way, this concealer, look, sometimes I feel like one drop is too much because the coverage on this concealer is crazy. So I would recommend that you just start off with a little bit, and then if you feel like you need more, go ahead and add more, but don't do the whole like triangle with this concealer because you're gonna be blending for days and it's just gonna be way too much. You don't need that much coverage with this concealer. So I just take it really light, take a really light hand to begin with. You see, I'm like, usually I'm the one who's like, I'm putting the whole triangle and going crazy. We're not doing that right now. I'm also gonna go in with my Ruby Kisses Pure Mineral Concealer in the shade Ebony. And if you're new here, I stand this concealer. If you're not new, you already know the drill. You already knew I was gonna go in there with this. You probably were shocked as to why I grabbed the Too Faced before I grabbed this one, because you know I always go in with this one. But I'm gonna go ahead and put this in the places that I didn't put the Too Faced concealer, so that we can have a good blend going out, because this concealer is about 1 or 2 shades lighter than me, so it doesn't do too much brightening, but it's gonna help the Too Faced concealer just blend really nicely into my skin. And this one isn't as full coverage, so I can use a little bit more to kind of help me even everything out. So we're gonna go ahead and let that sit for a while. I like to use a concealer brush to blend out my concealer, and then I go in with a beauty sponge if I feel like it just needs to get a little bit more blended out. So as y'all can see, we have a good blend going on. And like I mentioned earlier, that Too Faced concealer, you don't need a lot, bro. Trust me, you don't need a lot, because you are gonna be here blending for days, and it just gives you the right amount of coverage. And then, like I said, you can build it up if you want, but just start off with a little bit. So now that our concealer is blended out, we're gonna just brighten it up just a little bit. And I'm gonna use my Maybelline Fit Me concealer. It's in the shade 35 Deep. Then for contour, we're gonna use our Juvia's Place foundation stick in the shade Congo. I'm going to grab a little bit of the product and then just place it on the areas that I want to contour. I'm gonna go ahead and take this off really quick too, so I can really get in the crevices. All right, so now I can get in where I really wanna get in with my contour. I'm gonna go in with this brush. It says that it's a face brush. It's kind of similar to my foundation brush. It's really dense, so I'm gonna go in and just blend the contour out. I'm gonna go in with the Flawless Concealer brush as well, like I used for my concealer. It's just a different brush, and I'm gonna go ahead and blend out the nose. So I'm gonna go in with a damp beauty sponge, and I'm just gonna blend everything out, and then we're gonna go in and set it with some powder. So to set my face, I'm gonna go in with the Laura Mercier powder. This is their translucent loose setting powder in the shade Medium Deep, and it looks like this. So what I'm gonna do is take my sponge, and I'm gonna dip it into the powder. I'm going to dab it on my hand so that I don't have a lot of excess powder on the sponge, and then I'm gonna go in and set my face. So now that our concealer is all set, we're gonna go in with the Juvia's Place Warrior 2 palette, and we're gonna take our good and old faithful Kafuru. It's this dark brown shade right here in the middle, and as y'all can tell, this is really the only color that I use in this palette for the most part. And we're gonna take that on a BH Cosmetics fluffy brush and just go ahead and set everywhere that we applied that cream contour. So we're good on the face. We're gonna go ahead and use a fluffy eye blender brush. This is from e.l.f. and I really love this brush. And I'm gonna go into that same shade and I'm gonna go in and set the contour on our nose. So the base is pretty much done, but I'm gonna go ahead and do my eyebrows really quick off camera, and then we can come back and then we can do the eyes. All right, so our eyebrows are done. They look good. They look good. I'm not mad at them today. They're not like, oh, okay, but they're giving. So now that our eyebrows are done, we're gonna go in with our Warriors 2 palette, and we're gonna use that shade Kafuru again, and we're gonna go ahead and build our transition color. So we're gonna be doing a cut creased soft glam look, but we're going to smoke it out a little bit and make it a little bit more glam and not just like your everyday soft glam. So the wedding I went to last weekend was for one of my best friends from high school, and I am just so happy and so proud of him for taking this next step in life. We've known each other since we were 14 years old. Mind blowing. I'm about to be 28 this year, so to have a friendship to be so successful over the course of 14 years through high school, college, young adulthood, now marriage, it's a blessing. And I know that God puts people in your life for a reason, and I'm just so thankful to have him as a friend. There was nights in college to where I would be going through it and I'll be on the phone like, bro, I don't know how we gonna make it. I don't know how we gonna get through this, and you know, vice versa. So just being able to have friendships like that and to it just makes me happy. It makes my heart happy. I'm just so happy for them, and they are perfect for each other. They're gonna just do amazing things together, and I'm just so excited that I got to be there to witness their beautiful union. So I love. It just makes my heart happy. I think that is a good consistency. We don't want this look to be super dark. I'm gonna use the leftover concealer from doing my brows, and I'm gonna use that to carve out my cut crease. I usually like to start here. I just put a little bit of concealer, and my eyes are already kind of cut within themselves, so I don't have to really create one. And I'm actually gonna use a different brush because this is too big. It's a smaller one, so I can have a more precise crease. And I like to make my cut crease a little bit higher than my lid because I wanted to open my eyes up a little bit and just kind of like, see how everything's kind of going up? I want it to go up. So now that that's cut, we're gonna go in with our Juvia's Place Nubian palette, and we're gonna use this light brown shade up here. We're gonna go ahead and pat this on our lid. And I've done this look on my channel a couple of times because this is my favorite eye look to do on myself. It just has a chokehold on me right now. So I have an in-depth tutorial on how I do this, but we're gonna make this a little bit more smoky and do a more nighttime look. And this look is just so pretty for any type of formal event because even though it's super simple, it really accentuates your features and just gives you that glam look without it being OD. So I really, really love to do soft glams anytime I'm going somewhere that's a little bit, you know, formal, but you want to still be glam. Keep just pressing this powder into this concealer and just building up the coverage. Okay, before we get crazy, because I sometimes get a little too happy, I zone out and I just start adding layers and layers and layers and layers, and you're like, girl, hold on, calm down, calm down. So we're gonna take that same fluffy brush that we used to create our transition color, and we're just gonna diffuse any harsh lines that we have and just blend this into each other very seamlessly. And it's a really simple look too. You only need 2 colors. And you mean you can add more if you feel like it, but you just need 2 shades and wham, bam, thank you, bam, you're done. So then I'm gonna go into the Saharian palette by Juvia's Place, and I'm gonna take this black shade down here. It's called Chad. All right, so next I'm gonna go in with some mascara. I'm gonna use my CoverGirl Super Thick Lash and go ahead and coat my lashes. Okay, so now I'm gonna go in with my lashes, and we're just gonna go ahead and plop those on. Lashes are still drying a little bit, but we're gonna go ahead and move forward with finishing the eyes. I'm gonna take this black eyeliner and I'm going to smoke out my under eye to protect my under eye highlight. I'm gonna take a brush and I'm gonna literally like hold it down like this and smoke it out. Because I didn't want my eyeliner to be running, you know, just in case I shed a tear or 2 at the wedding, I went ahead and went back in to the Saharian palette and I used the black and I just set that eyeliner and it worked. All right, so for my lip, I'm gonna go in with my Ruby Kisses. This is the Perfect Precision Liner in the shade Dark Brown. And then I'm gonna go in with my tried and true NYX Lingerie Lipstick in Honeymoon. And put that in the center. So originally I did a matte look, but then I went ahead and added gloss throughout the night. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and do that now because I really do love the matte eye with the glossy lip. I'm gonna take a little bit of pink lipstick. And then some clear gloss. Okay, so to lock everything in, I'm gonna go in with my Scandinavia finishing spray. I'm gonna go ahead and let that dry, and then I'm gonna go in with a beauty sponge and then just press all of the setting powder into my skin. So I'm gonna use the back side of it and just press everything in to seal all the hard work that we've done. All right, so that's it for the face. We're not gonna add any shimmer or any blush We're just gonna keep it very, very neutral. So now that our makeup is done, we're gonna go ahead and do our hair really quick. So at the wedding, I wore my hair just bust down middle part, straight back. Didn't have any baby hairs though, because I literally just got the wig, I wanna say Thursday. So Friday I customized it, and then when I applied it, I was like, it's really giving with the no baby hairs. So I went ahead and didn't add any, but since then I've added some baby hairs to my wig, so we're just gonna go ahead and keep those there. But I still wanna go ahead and straighten my hair and get it like super bone straight like I had it when I wore it at the wedding. So we're just gonna go ahead and section off my hair. And I'll have all the details for this unit down below in the description box. And it's pretty straight already, but we're just gonna go in and make it super straight. I'm gonna go in with my Garnier Sleek and Shine. I swear by this when I have straight hair. And we're just gonna do a little bit because we don't want our hair super oily. Some at the top, and then we're just gonna spread it all over the hair. Make sure you get those ends as well. And I just use one pump. A little bit goes a long way with this product as well. You don't want your hair super oily also. I'm just gonna section off half of this piece right here. I'm just gonna clip the other half. And I'm gonna get my flat iron, and I'm just gonna go ahead and run it through. All right, so here's the final hair. So now we're about to go put on the outfit, and I'm so excited to get to put it on again because I really loved the dress. So yeah, let's go ahead and put it on. All right, so this is the base of the dress.